The only thing I believe he tells the truth about is the other than honorable discharge. I know that's the truth. But all this stuff about the hardship in his life of being a black man and going to prison 8 different times, and all this is just to build this sympathy thing up to get shit. All of it. You can't believe anything else that comes out of the guy's mouth when he would lie about being a SEAL, lie about having to shoot people, lie about being in Libya when it comes out of a Rambo movie as a prisoner, ripping his toenails off 3 different times. How the hell does anybody grow toenails back that fast?
Hello.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey. Not a whole lot. My wife was in the Navy. She's a huge fan of yours, and I do a lot with the Discovery Channel. Do you have a few minutes to talk?
Who is this?
It's Don Shipley, bro.
Brother Howe, during church service today, you turned to me and gave me a brief introduction of a gentleman sitting across the aisle from us. Tell us who this gentleman is sitting beside you.
Well, this is Aaron Pratt, and he's a former Navy SEAL that spent a number of years in the Navy, and he was involved in the war in the Middle East and was captured on a mission. And he, along with a number of other Navy SEALs, how many, Aaron?
21.
21. And they were mistreated, tortured, and all those things. And if I'm correct, I think you were the only one that survived all this.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the only survivor of those 21 Navy SEALs.
During that time frame, I've seen a lot of hatred from, we form a bond as teammates on this elite team of people, and but the color of skin always came in to contaminate the bond, and that was the primary reason our mission became unmissionable, and we failed at our mission to serve our country. And segue into the fact of captivity, it just made it even more difficult, because now I'm watching the very men that wanted to do something to me due to the color of my skin die while I yet live. I had an experience with my toenails. I've had them pulled off 3 times. I've had electric shock. I've had beatings beyond measure. These are some of the things, but the most hideous thing I've ever seen is watching people die and be stacked up like trash. And these were my fallen brothers.
So Aaron is one of those phonies that likes to play the race card. He likes to gain sympathy and just beef things up that are total bullshit. Aaron has never been a SEAL, never deployed with SEAL Team 5, and is never a member of any of that stuff, was never taken POW. But when he tells this story to inflame other people, he's playing that silly-ass race card that doesn't even exist, because none of that happened. So he wants you to believe that he's the only survivor of those 21 other SEALs that were captured in Libya, because they were all racist, because they treated him like shit, and the Libyans saw that and decided, we're just going to execute all these white guys and save you because we don't like the way they're treating you.
Brother Pratt, tell us your story about your POW experience, if you would.
Well, briefly, it was a cold water operation in Libya.
What year?
This is like in 83, 84. I came home in like mid-85.
No Navy SEAL has ever been taken POW, not even for a brief moment, but so many of these phonies claim it. Our history has 2 incidences where in World War II, 2 scout and raider officers were captured reconning the beaches of Anzio before the invasion, and they were executed by the Germans. A little less than a year later, the USS Burfish launched underwater demolition team men to recon the beaches of Peleliu Island, and 3 of them were captured and executed by the Japanese. Korea, Vietnam, not Somalia, not Desert Storm, not Iraq, not Afghanistan, not a nothing. No Navy SEAL has ever been taken prisoner of war. None. But boy, they sure love to claim that. They sure love to claim Navy SEAL POW.
When one night in 1984, it was dark, and I was in a bamboo cage in a pit 7 feet down, and leeches on me, and men crying out, didn't want to sleep in their urine and their defecation. They'd rather die right then. It was that night that I called out and heard God tell me, you shall live, Aaron, and not die.
This just goes hand in hand with everything I've ever said. The more ridiculous and hard to believe the story is, the easier it is to believe. Now, this is Libya, he's claiming. Captured in Libya and stuck in a bamboo pit. Guess what? You'd go to Libya for the rest of your life searching, and you'd never find a piece of bamboo in that desert, let alone leeches in a shit pit. I think the Libyans are capable of building more formal prisons and shit like that to keep their prisoners. That sounds like Vietnam. That sounds just like a clip from a movie I've seen before. Leeches, bamboo. In Libya? Dude. "21 Navy SEALs captured." I'm pretty sure I would have heard of that one. And it's just, who he's telling this to. This is a respected church elder, a guy he considers to be his father, is what he's saying. And when you would lie to him and the whole congregation and church and go on camera and tell that ridiculous lie, how nobody called him out on it, they don't know. Who else are you going to tell that lie to? A former Air Force veteran that works for the VA.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Michelle Martinez, and as you know, we're here to interview one of our great veterans today, and he's going to share his story of experience, strength, and hope with us. And today I have Aaron Pratt. Hi, Aaron. How are you today?
How you doing, Michelle? Hello,
So
all.
good to have you. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and your willingness to share with us today. So as we get started, I'd like to know, Aaron, if you would tell us what branch of service you were in.
So I did 5 years as a regular Navy as a engineer on the USS Enterprise. And then I was selected to join an elite team, SEAL Team 5, for the remaining 13 and a half years.
That's amazing. I thank you for your service.
So I was a POW for 7 months in Libya.
If you would lie to the church elders and you would lie to an Air Force veteran that works at the VA and it's so impressed with you, who else would you lie to? Not the city council, man. Dude, not the city council.
My name's Aaron Pratt. I'm a BHS specialist for Riverside County. I'm a Navy SEAL, came home. I got 16 and a half years service, sir. Hoorah! Salute to you, ma'am, and any veteran in the room. Yeah, that's who I am. I came home and didn't have no services offered me at the VA. And I only killed enemies. I didn't kill kids that didn't deserve to die, and I didn't deny anyone to live that didn't deserve to live. I carried a rifle, wore a Triton and a flag, and saved life. And I came home to a prison cell. No services. They told me no.
Aaron, when you were a POW, when you watched men around you who had wanted to distance themselves from you because of your color and your background, and you watched them fall, and you survived, what made you survive where they did not?
I think it has a lot to do with what I was raised with. My father also was a lieutenant colonel in the Army. He flew fighter pilot helicopters.
His father being a fighter pilot, and then he turns it into a helicopter pilot real quick. There's no record of that.
When I saw people crumbling, even through buzz training, not ringing that bell is an arduous task. Your body hurts. You can't even raise your toothbrush some days to brush your teeth. perseverance is tough. That's an innate quality I believe that men have to be bred with early. And that's what made me survive, was my faith in Jesus, my upbringing, a strict upbringing, having a multi-dimensional culture as a home, and then life experiences coming from a man of color.
So Aaron tells so many lies, like a lot of phonies. He can't keep the lies straight. And he talks about his service as a SEAL for 12 years. Next interview, it's 17 years. Next interview, it's 15 years, when actually it was less than 4. He served from October 19th, 1981 to June 18th, 1985, and he served it all on the USS Mars, a fleet oiler. He was an engineman, and he got discharged at the exalted rank of E3 and turns himself in as a chief petty officer and engineering duty officer. He served on the USS Enterprise as a nuke, working in the nuclear reactors. It's none of that is true. And when you lie about simple shit like all of that, you can't believe anything else that comes out of the guy's mouth. He lies about a lot of shit. The one thing that listening to all this insanity, bullshit that this guy tells that I believe that's truth, is he got an other than honorable discharge. He got kicked out because he was a bag of nuts.
I went back on my last campaign, which was El Salvador. And in El Salvador, I was given some orders that were contradictory of what I believe as a human being. The intel was bad, and I didn't have a way to communicate with them because, as you know, equipment failure is something that happens a lot on our mission. So I did the human thing. I didn't do the soldier thing. And so I was labeled a black sheep. I didn't follow what I still today am fighting, an unlawful order. And only had 6 months left to my last re-enlistment. So I was going to re-enlist, but they gave me a discharge. They let me out. But on the discharge, they put other than honorable RE4, which made it kind of difficult for me to get the help I needed from the VA.
No El Salvador. None of this SEAL stuff is true. He never did any of that. He never went to Buds. He went right to the USS Mars, and then he was discharged off of there. Less than 4 years. And he says it was an other than honorable discharge because he refused to do some fucked up shit in El Salvador after 9 campaigns. What is that? And none of it happened. So he could not conform, and the Navy kicked him out. The other thing that I know is the truth that he mentions in here is the VA, and their records are not showing what his records are of him telling them I'm a prisoner of war, I got PTSD, I got all this other stuff. And the VA is just, no, we don't see that in here. So he screams and cries about his VA benefits and all this shit he's done for this country, and he doesn't rate it.
I went to the military and they began to look at my records. I began to see things that were very dark about them. My records didn't match their records, and I'm still trying to get my benefits right now. And at last I was told that my pills have ran out, exhausted. So I live solely by faith. I follow only the Spirit. I don't attach myself to mess anymore. Those dark days of losing those people that I've lost are beyond me. And this is why when I come in the house of the Lord, I'm grateful. And when I come to worship, I bring my gratitude, I bring my worship, because no pill, they want me to take 26 pills every day to cope with life. No, my RX is Jesus. My RX is the brotherhood and the family I have acquired here at Kansas Avenue.
The VA is wrought with fraud, and so much of it is these ridiculous POW claims. It's classified. I can't tell you. It's not my records because it was classified. We just went through that with that bug-witted John Watts down there in Florida who played the race card as well as a SEAL. He never was. Aaron didn't do anything of a SEAL, and he's running charities out there, and he's running his big fat mouth. Nothing. Nothing he says you can believe.
Wow. So how do you know about my historical history?
Well,
I went to my website.
I saw your YouTube channel. My wife's a huge fan, and she also served in the Navy. She was one of the first women on Navy ships.
Oh, okay.
And went back with that, and I just got off the phone with John Watts. He is a SEAL Vietnam vet, and I wanted to talk to you about a project we were trying to put together.
Yeah, no, I can't do no projects right now. I'm super booked, man. I mean, super. For the whole year.
Well, we were looking at the church, Kansas Street Church. In just a few hours, it isn't a big deal of putting together some quick interviews. She saw the video. I've watched them, and I didn't know if you just had a moment to chat about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know. You know who I am. You know exactly who I am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He knows who Don Shipley is. That's for sure. He knows. I wanted to talk about all your... I got you, I guess. I got you.
And how can we find you? How can we reach you? How can we contact you, Brother Aaron?
You can contact me at Blessed Aaron, BLESSEDAARON08 Or you can look me up on Facebook as Chest Aaron. That means merciful Aaron. That's the Hebrew word, CHESEDAP at Facebook.com. And from that link, you can find us anywhere.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Brother Howe.
That story of Libya that he freely tells to anyone that will listen at any kind of event, and telling it to the VA as well, trying to get benefits out of that bullshit story, is just fucking gross. And any civilian that listens to that would just take such a dim view of the United States military and lump on the hardship of a black man serving in that with all the racism. He plays that race card. On top of all that, I've said it before, I detest phony religious guys. And that's all Aaron spews is shit about the Bible, Jesus, church, charities, all his other stuff. And it's all bullshit. Aaron is a fake religious guy. He's a fake Navy SEAL. His whole life has just been wrought with bullshit to get something from people. He steals from people is what he does. And I don't like him. I don't like him a bit.
Aaron, thank you so much. We so appreciate your time. We wish you the best. And we're here when you need us, all right? Reach out to us. And we're so thankful for you sharing with us today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, be well.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.